Hey, hello everybody. This is Sam from Melodic Meta Suggestion. We are in another episode of Grow Your Opinion, and this time I'm super excited because with us there is this band that I love pretty much since they started. They are pretty much the new generation of bands that they are making it great, and I love them since the beginning. I'm totally nervous because I'm talking to somebody that I'm totally a fan. So, and with me, like always, is Mr. Leon Mirabal. Hey, hello, Mr. Nargal. How are you?
Whoa. Previously I was Shagrat, now I Nergal. All right. You you will know yourself. So thanks everybody for being here. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember to give us a like because that's really help us. And I will start it with this. Man, even true for me and for a lot of people, you are the kings of doom and melancholy death metal. So there are people that still don't know you. And the first question will be, who is Mariana's Rest?
Thanks for having me for starters. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are plenty of people that don't know who we are and who I am. I'm Jaakko. I do the vocals, the growling and the screaming, and a bit of singing nowadays too in Mariana's Rest. And how to describe the band? We play the kind of slowish. Doom death metal with the main thing is the mood, the melancholic mood of it all. It's quite melodic, quite sorrowful, and it can be quite heavy from time to time too. We've been around for 10 years, I think now. And we've released four albums and one EP up to this date. And yeah, we've had some luck being able to kind of have the same band, almost the same band throughout the whole history of the band. We've had only one lineup change, and maybe that's kind of one. We are very good buddies in the band. We just love to hang out together and do music and play gigs and
Nice.
have.
So you're pretty much like a family now after all these years, and four albums, that's a lot.
Yeah, I think it's a good amount, kind of when compared to the age of the band. 10 years since
Exactly.
we kind of met each other, and we've really grown into each other. Love the guys. Everybody kind of it's always if somebody's kind of frowning and having a bad day when coming to rehearsals or to the studio or to play at a concert, about 30 minutes and it's all gone. And I really mean it. Everything is gone.
No, but actually, it's a lot of material in only 10 years because we we've been doing these interviews, and a lot of bands they do one song in 1 year, and you've been doing pretty much one album in 2.5 years in average, more or less. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
And an EP. So
And an EPs, albums.
Yeah, and actually our next album is pretty much becoming ready too. So,
Wow.
but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because we have kind of many guys in the band who like to do songs. So if kind of one of us has a bad kind of he's not in a good place, kind of music wise, then somebody else will kind of pick up the pace and maybe that's it. But we used to kind of have only one main songwriter, 1-2, but now we have four guys who all make songs. So yeah, it's kind of a factory.
Yeah.
All
You do three
doesn't
with songs.
affect the quality.
No, that's good. And one question I asked to another Finnish band is like, how come Finland or bands from Finland can make very good melancholic, melodic metal. Is I don't know if it's your roots, your water, your chicken, or it's in your food, or what is what would you say that is the reason?
And maybe it's in the cow's milk. I really don't know. Or in the Koskenkorva. Oops. I can't say. We this is the question that everybody likes to ask, and it's a good question. But honestly, I can maybe it's something kind of in the musical tradition. Finland. It's kind of like Eastern European kind of sad
Correct. Yeah.
Schlager type of. We call it iskelmämusiikki, and maybe that they are all kind of very. There's no happy endings really.
Yeah, maybe
that's it.
Yeah, maybe I need to start listening to like some traditional Finnish music from.
You definitely should.
Yeah. Maybe
but
you're gonna surprise me a lot.
Really, if you listen to pop music here in Finland, it's everything is kind of more sorrowful than compared to Middle Europe.
No Bastric stuff, no Bastric guys stuff. Like very happy and punch.
We have that stuff too, but it's kind of not as much as a lot of the other countries do.
Wow, interesting.
People like to have the sorrow and kind of melancholy in their music, I'd say.
Okay. Now that we're talking about that, I can identify that in your song. Just talk about a lot about our inner demons, our inner darkness, more than talking about something theological, like more than Satan or that kind of stuff. It's a kind of darkness that is more like inner darkness, not like a demonic darkness. But still, we call demons to our own, let's say, our own facets or all inners. And how much of your own demons from every songwriter in the band can we identify in your songs?
They are all our own. Every time I try to write something that doesn't kind of is kind of fantasy or made up, it doesn't end up good, and that doesn't mean I like that kind of stuff, and I've tried to do it, but I'm just not really very good at it. It's always easier to kind of write something that comes from yourself, and that's kind of me talking about the lyrics. But I think that it's the same thing when writing the melodies and the overall. And I know that many of the songs, the kind of the musically, they are kind of telling us a story about something that has happened along the way to some of one of the guys. And yeah, it's and you know, it's kind of, we were just talking about with a friend about, because I used to have a lot of kind of well, I still do, but have kind of harder moments in life. I'm built that way. I have a good parts, then I have a bad part, and then it's kind of everything it goes around, and that's okay. But I used to have a longer kind of harder part in life, and it was so much easier to write then. Now it's kind of, especially when everything is okay, you have to really kind of do something stupid to have something to write about, and or you have to have inspiration from somewhere. It doesn't kind of course, it doesn't always have to be something negative that happens to you. There's kind of, it's easy to kind of get anxious or depressed about stuff that happens in the world today. So it can be almost anything.
Yeah, it's cool that you took all that, let's say that bad times or bad moments that you had, and you transform it in something positive for yourself and for your band. And now you transmit it, and believe me, we can feel it. We don't know what happened to you, obviously, but you transmit, like as a band, you transmit a lot of feelings to whoever is listening to you, and perfect, good job.
Thanks, and that's kind of, I think that's what we're trying to do, to kind of build moments that you can kind of maybe it's well, everybody has bad moments, so you have something to kind of that somebody else is going through something similar at that moment, and maybe it eases your mind, and you can lose yourself in the music for a moment. At least that happens to us when we do a gig or something else. We kind of lose the time and place for 45 minutes or an hour.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, your influence for new bands and musicians, but there is always more back to wall. What is the biggest obstacle that you have faced from now on? What do you think about that?
Biggest obstacle for the band?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And directly or indirectly for every one of you.
Yeah. Well, if we're talking about kind of for us like career
As a band.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah, and then I think kind of well, we started growing as a band at the same time that the pandemic kind of was at large in the world, and well, I think it might have been kind of first kind of like a stroke of luck. It might have affected kind of how we got the kind of a bigger record contract from Napalm Records, and I don't know if the actually the if pandemic played some role in it. I think not, because I think it was before that, but still kind of we got to release the first album at time when no really new music came out, so it got, I think, more attention than it would have if there wouldn't have been the COVID pandemic. But after that, it kind of really messed up the whole gig organizing thing in the whole world, and it's still kind of, I think it's now getting back to normal, but it was a mess, at least in Europe, for a very long time. And of course, touring has gotten a lot more expensive. I think it might be that it isn't going to go back to the place that before COVID. This is the new normal, and you just have to kind of live with it. But yeah, I think that's kind of what was a hard thing for us for a while, because we really like playing live, and of course when you have a new record, you would like to get to play it to as many people as possible, and see different places and that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think that's kind of, I don't want to whine about it, because we really have had a good ride so far, and really just like doing this stuff. So yeah, I know that the COVID was a much larger problem for bands that kind of had their livelihood kind of depending on it. So this is small compared to that.
Correct. Very interesting. Yeah, because COVID changed the life of a lot of people, and a lot of people use it to, when COVID finished, a lot of people improve a lot of things in their life, and a lot of people, unfortunately, their life got destroyed totally. So
Yeah.
it's good that it's not your fault if you got successful or after COVID or not. I mean, just think that happened, and hopefully it gets everything like better, especially with all the things that are happening now in Europe after COVID. And I don't want to mention it because pretty much we all know what's going on in Europe, and I hope that all that gets solved, and it gets a little bit more back to normality, and we can see more of you guys like playing here, there, and other bands as well. Like everybody needs or deserve an opportunity at the end.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I can remember that in that time when the pandemic is over, all everything in entertainment industry. It's like it, it's a hit for everyone. So you maybe doing an amazing thing on the pandemic and you say, "Oh, and I'm the best." But when you can go back to normality, that's a big filter for all the musicians and everything. And that's the moment that you say, "All right, I'm doing really good." And in your case, you're here, man. You're just amazing, and you will still be a really big bang. And I don't know, man. I think that you are amazing, and pay, can pass through that filter. That's something that's a really good thing about you.
Yeah, says a lot of good about yourself. And talking about something more happy, something happy. I read that you're gonna have a concert in the Dark River Festival in
Yeah,
Kutka. Uh,
yeah.
can you
Our
tell us
hometown.
what? Yeah, can you tell us what the people that will go and see you, what they can expect from Marina Rest in that tour?
I suppose at least I hope that it's going to be um, it's I won't lie to you. It's going to be the same thing you always see at our shows, which is six guys that look really, really. How do you say? Serious, and they don't move a lot, and afterwards they drink a shitload of booze and hang around with the crowd and have fun. But
Oh, nice.
of course, if it's going to be emotional for us, we're it's that's the place where our band kind of got started in the
Mm,
first place, and we really love the festival. If you have sometimes have a chance to visit,
yeah,
I
that would be
really
great.
suggest that you come because it's kind of one of a kind,
Mm.
small festival in the middle of the forest. It's gotten a bit bigger over the years, but it's still kind of just the
Oh,
right
nice,
size,
nice.
not too big, and there are kind of always you always see kind of those familiar faces that you see only once in a year, and then
Correct,
it's kind of
correct.
yeah,
I'm
just
gonna see my boss. I mean, my wife. Give me the chance to go on because we just had a new baby, and
ah
so I had to be here. Like somehow,
yeah. First things
fortunately.
first.
Yeah, yeah, priorities.
Yeah,
Yeah, but no, that's good. That's good. And like you said, I saw some videos of you playing live, and yeah, it's also the music is not like to be head banging, but
yeah. It's
still you
hard.
yeah, yeah. But still you transmit a lot of the energy from the songs, and I really love that. I really love that because even if you are not like a jumping and all that, you can feel the energy, and especially I love the black eyes.
It's old man energy, geriatric energy. I'm just so happy we don't do that Pantera kind of stuff anymore because my knees wouldn't kind of take it anyway. And my neck.
Come on, you are much younger than me, as I can see. I hope so. Okay,
Yeah,
who
but
knows?
but yeah, but it's actually it's kind of that's you have to balance yourself because
Mm.
it's kind of a lot of people kind of say that it's like a sermon. You don't really know if you should kind of like clap amidst the songs and what to do. And that's just what we want
Wow.
to have the kind of
Reaction
uh,
from the audience.
yeah. It's like mixed like some sort of
Should
weird
I cry or should
minim- minimalistic play or a concert, and that's kind of no, you don't want to kind of have too much rock maneuvers.
Yeah.
But of
Yeah,
course,
correct.
sometimes you lose it a bit, and
Yeah.
then you get kicked in the arm after the show. That's, that's a big no. You can't smile
Yeah.
and you can't do rock moves.
Yeah. But I cry with the Disney movies. If I go one of your concerts, for sure, I'm gonna be end up crying. At some
Yeah,
point.
I cry too, but for different reasons.
It's nice.
Actually, I don't know. It might be the same reason.
Yeah, maybe.
It was
Let,
awful.
let's see. If I go, I'm gonna get close to you guys, and I will tell you, "Hey, this is Sam," and then we can cry together, all of us.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
therapeutic.
exactly. So you were talking to us about this concert, but I think that you already answered us this one. But could you share with us one of the biggest experience that you had as a band playing, maybe in your own country, overseas, or which gig was very special for you?
Uh, well, there are a few, I think. Well, of course, Dark River has a special place for us,
Mm.
but and then there's this local pub here in Kotka called Sam's Pub, which that's the other place. But I think for a lot of us, it was a special moment to play before Dark Tranquility in Gothenburg,
Ooh. Wow.
kind of like the
Yeah.
birthplace of the melodic death
Yeah.
metal and the sound. And yeah, that was. I remember it was really. I was really anxious before the show, like
Yeah, I
different,
can imagine.
because you
Yes.
can't kind of fuck up there. And and everything went really well, and the place was packed 2 nights in a row, and well, the kind of the guys were really amazing.
Oh yeah.
Super nice
Super cool.
nice
Yeah,
guys.
I love Dark Tranquility. I've been listening to them like since the beginning. Also, like probably they started before I started listening to metal.
Yeah,
but man, every album they release is great. Every
yeah,
single album. I don't know. They have a pact with the devil or something like, okay, make us do every album good,
yeah.
and
They
we
kind
give
of
you our souls.
they've kind of managed to evolve, but in the right way, and
In
kind
the
of
right
on
direction.
their own
Yeah.
terms, I think.
Yeah. Oh no, they're really good. And let me tell you this, I see their energy in you guys. Like I think that you are going the same path. Like at some point, you're gonna be as big as all these bands like Dark Tranquility, My Dying Bride. That that they started like when in 1991.
Yeah. I think it was somewhere in the start of the 90s for both of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere there. I
Yeah,
started.
that's of course that we have a long way.
Yeah, correct,
But
correct.
if it comes to that, I wouldn't be kind of. It would be all right
Yeah. No,
to have as long as successful career as
yeah,
those guys.
I'm saying it because I've been following all these bands since I was a kid. So somehow I have some kind of a musical taste developed after listening all these gothic, doom, melodic, melancholic death metal bands, and I had this feeling, and usually most of the bands that I follow in my life, because when I met that Tranquility, I listened to that Tranquility and it was one song, and I said, they're pretty good, and I continue listening to them, and they never disappointed me. So I had that. I think I had that feeling. I want to believe I had that feeling that when I see a band that for me is great, it's like, man, they will continue. Of course, sometimes they release an album and it's like, oh, what happened to you guys? But usually I've been very lucky on that. I've been very lucky on that, and I see that on you guys.
And
I really
that's
do.
one of the things I love in metal community, because I think a lot of the listeners are really kind of they don't abandon you if you do one bad song or
Correct.
one bad record. Kind of well, of course, the bands always say that they're the best, but still, if somebody doesn't like them, the new stuff, they don't immediately leave you. They stick
Yeah,
around,
yeah.
and that's kind of I love that.
There are
You don't
second
get that
chances.
in the
Yeah,
pop world. It's
yeah, yeah, yeah. There are second chances in the metal. Yes,
yeah,
yeah. That's good. Okay.
Yeah, man. So look, you have this amazing 4 albums. So that's something that I always like to ask. What is the biggest difference in your creative process between them? What you can tell us about your creative process in general? I that's something that I love to answer to ask, because I really like to know that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what?
And it's a good question. I think the main thing is well, the first album we did was kind of it was a mess. The kind of the process was a mess. The eventually the album wasn't it didn't suck, but it might have been better if we weren't kind of we were really inexperienced back then.
Mm,
We didn't have proper demos for all the songs before we went to studio, and
mm,
we didn't have a clear vision about how we want to sound, and
mm,
how the album should feel, or and then it kind of we kind of figured it out during the process.
mm,
We did all the kind of theatrics that were in the album. They were kind of we didn't have them before we went to studio, but that came during the process, and we asked I didn't remember the guy who made the drama, but we found the guy in YouTube and asked if we could use the kind of
wow.
the and it was okay, and that kind of tied the album together, and then we kind of start to realize how we should do things, and
Mm,
what to kind of have not just songs, but kind of like uh, a build an album long drama, kind of try to do that.
correct.
And the second album, I think it was kind of well, that was the everybody in the band had kind of rough time, and at the same time we wanted to kind of try to expand our stuff a bit. We had the only song that well, we had a couple of songs that have blast beats, for example, and we kind of tried to um, test the limits what we can do, and to have it still sound like our band. And maybe it kind of that affected it a bit. It kind of it has Ruins has good songs, but album wise, it's not the best we've done. But after that, kind of that album needed to be done, and after that we kind of figure out we have to have. We started talking a lot more about the album kind of themes and the story before we started to make the music. And on the third album, we had the story ready, and we talked about it a lot. And then the guys just started to kind of paint, do the story musical wise,
Correct.
and that's kind of that's how we should do things, and that's kind of and then we just try to perfect it a bit more on our last album, and I think we kind of managed to do that, and that's kind of maybe the difference. We are more we talk about a lot more about how what a song is about, and then just try to kind of have the right mood in it, and to kind of fit it in the right place on the album straight away, not like that we have just a bunch of songs, and then
Yeah.
we try to figure out which one is the first, which one is the second, and that sort of, we already know that this is going to be the first, and so far forth. But now on the next album, we are kind of, because I always need to do something different. I think we are going to, well, I don't think, I know we're going to kind of maybe come back a bit, try to kind of do an album that's maybe a bit easier to get into, I think. And let's see how that goes. It might be shit.
I was listening your last album and I love it. I really love it. I'm not a biggest fan of doom metal, but that album, I love it, man.
Don't worry, I'm gonna delete Leoncito from the interview. Don't worry. No,
Yeah,
but
you can see the piece of flowing on my head at the same time. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
no, yeah. Was it scary or like, of course, exciting, but was it scary when you started or when you had the news that the tier record was gonna be with Napalm? Was it like, oh my God?
Yeah. It was kind of weird because we were a really small band, and we still are a small band. It was pretty weird, but awesome at the same time. All of us, well, especially me and Harry, have been kind of around. We've had a bunch of different kind of bands, and I just didn't expect something like this to come along at this point, and it was really kind of
Surprise.
happy thing. But so unexpected. But after the kind of the deal, I don't think we kind of thought so much about it. We just made
you just continue with your
time. Because I don't know, it wouldn't be such a great idea to kind of try to
freak out.
I think we got signed because we did what we did, and it's also a cool thing in metal and rock music that kind of at least at this level, nobody tries to kind of interfere with the artistic process. And we got to do what we wanted to do, and I think we made our best records after that.
You see, I told you, I saw something on you guys. Napalm Records cannot be grown. Napalm Records, you can hire me anytime. No, but it's because you really have something, guys. You really, when I listened to your music like long time ago, and like since you started, and you catch me like this, like boom. I don't really remember which was the first song I listened from you guys. I just remember that it was like a kind of a blue. I have the image in my head, like a kind of a blue video. Like there's no, it was not a like a video. It was more like something like changing colors or something blue. I don't remember, but it catch me totally from the beginning. And I added you to my Apple Music because I was using Apple Music at that time, and I started listening more of you guys, and I love it. I love it, and I cannot say anything else because I just did. So, talking about your last album, is great. Honestly, is great.
Thank you.
But there is one song that, oh my God, that one destroyed my mind. Like, first, when I got the news, when I read that in Sirens, the guy, the great, Aaron, vocalist from My Dying Bride, help you in the song, it was like, oh my God, that's huge. It's something new. And but okay, it's a very good song, but the one that destroyed my mind, transport me to somewhere else, it was Deceased. And probably one of the darkest songs you have in all your albums. And I don't know how you did it, but the song starts with this conversation that every time I listen to it, I get like a goosebumps because it gives this Hannibal Lecter ambient, you know,
Yeah.
atmosphere, something like that. It's like I'm not normal. Oh my god, I don't want to meet that guy. And then you start with the riffs like a very dark one. And my biggest surprise is that you have the very dark riffs, and then suddenly you manage to put something nostalgic, something very melancholic in the middle of the song, and then you go back to dark, and then you end with something again melancholic, and then end up with something dark. It's like I don't know how you did it, but it was a great job because it has nothing to do. The melancholic part of the song has nothing to do with the rest of the song, but it fits perfect. It changed it changed your mood totally. It's I like when the song with the song made me feel so many things at the same time that I can close my eyes and I just start like listening to the song, listening to the lyrics, and I just fly away. Let's say. So the question for this, all this is taking me to this question. Like, is there something special for you as a band that you placed in this song, or it was just a song that you created? It sounds very good, or there's something more than that.
Um, I, I kind of realized that the question is going to be something like this, and I tried to I tried to figure out what we did back then. But I think that the idea was to kind of have, because we don't have so many kind of riff driven songs,
Mm.
and we wanted to do something like that on this album. I think it was kind of result of just jamming around in the our rehearsal place,
Hmm.
how it kind of started. But I can't remember how the chorus kind of uh, got its shape, or where. I remember uh, kind of having the after hearing the main riff, that this is kind of, it felt like poisonous.
Yeah.
That's how the kind of the lyrics start to get shape. And yeah, it's kind of it's about how people infect each other, kind of mainly
Mm.
online nowadays, and
Yeah.
how kind of everything is divided into two groups, and kind of the whole polarization of the world.
Mm.
But yeah, I really can't put my head how it was the point that we realized that
Mm.
this is the song. Usually we have kind of like, we we don't want to have one song to have too many. We
Mm.
only need one good thing, and then we just start to play with it. You can have a demo which has like 3 or 4 different kind of parts,
Mhm.
and they might all be good, but usually we kind of throw away the rest and keep just one, and kind of
Correct.
try to see what we can do with it. And I think that this was something similar. But I
Mm.
remember the first time, I think the demo of the song wasn't really that it wasn't as good, nearly as good as the
The
thing that
final
came
product.
out of the studio. And of course, that's how it should be. But I remember being kind of surprised myself when I heard the first version, which had the real guitars and the
Oh, it's
synths
great.
and everything like that. The chorus came out quite nice, I think. And that's kind of, the dark doesn't feel as dark if you kind of don't have some light into it now every now and then. That's kind of, you need to have the opposites, and I think that was one of the kind of the point to ease it up a bit, because the otherwise it's kind of too heavy of a blanket. You can't kind of breathe under it. If
yeah. No, I love that song. I think it's great, and in the video also, like when the gear get all this pink powder in the back, just when you start with the riff. No, it's something else. I really love it, and
yeah. We tried to about the video was kind of just we have this really heavy song, at least for us. Let's do the video kind of. Let's make something different, and kind of try to be kind of not go where you're supposed to go.
No.
At least not every time. Sometimes it's okay, and most of the times I think it's okay, but sometimes you have to do something different.
That's exactly the video I'm sending to everybody, all my friends. Hey, look at this band, they're really good, because that song will engage everybody to start listening to you, whoever doesn't know you. And really good job with that song. And again, I think you are doing great. You will do great. I can't wait to hear your new material. Hopefully we can do something in the future, like to help you to promote the material, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be at least the same quality, but
hopefully.
for sure it's going to be higher.
At least I think the demos are the best ones we've made so far. But yeah, you always think that way, so you shouldn't believe me.
It's gonna be. I really trust you a lot, because I've been listening to all your albums in sequence, and I can notice an evolution in every single album. And the last one, you sound totally different for me. You sound totally different than the first album. You still have your own your label in your music. Like, okay, we play melancholic music. Like, you can notice that, but the riffs, they sound totally different than the first one. For me, I can see a big evolution from the first one and this album. So for sure, the next one, you're gonna surprise us with something else. So I think we're arriving to the end of this. So Leoncito, any final words, my friend? Vergal?
So, Jaakko, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it, man. You guys that was amazing. And thanks everyone from CDs. And remember to subscribe to the channel, give us a like, go to our social network, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and it's only whatever you want to say. Now, Jaakko, your social, and that's it.
Yeah, Jaakko, where can we find you, and any final words for whoever is listening?
Well, I'll take this moment. Thanks. This has been a pleasure. Thanks for having me here. To kind of, this is going to, I don't know when you are going to put this out, but probably around somewhere next week. We are going
Next
to.
Week. I think next week.
Okay.
Sunday.
Probably this week.
Yeah, okay, then it's okay, because I think we have an announcement coming next week about a couple of weeks European tour. So people have a chance to catch us in Europe, which is pretty nice. We're going with Ioni and Sorrow, which is also great. The melancholic doom band. So hope to catch a lot of the listeners there. And just thanks for having me. This was fun, my pleasure, and hope to meet you too along the way as well.
Yeah. So, Jaakko, thank you very much for this interview. I really honored to have you here, because I'm a really big fan. And I've been, as I said, like pretty much during the whole interview, I've been following you since the beginning. I love your music. And now that we know a little bit more about the person behind the black eyes, I can tell you that we did totally love you. One of the main things that we love from the interviews is that we get to know the people behind the instrument, behind the microphone. And so far, nobody disappointed us because you are great people, like great musicians. And it's always an honor to have you here. And of course, if you want to come back, please let us know and we'll do it again. And anyway, we will ask you again. Once you release something else, we will try to ask you, and maybe I know somebody else from the band wants to come as well, and then we can have some fun while we inform whoever is listening to us about what you're doing. So thank you very much again. Thank you,
Thank you.
Leoncito, for being here. And for whoever is listening to us, please listen to Maria's Rest. You won't get disappointed. They are super, super good band. So bye. Stay metal. Bye.
Bye.
We can edit it. We can remove, delete. You can change an answer.
Repeat or
Repeat an
whatever.
answer. Exactly. So if we talk shit about somebody, then we can remove it. No problem.
If I talk shit about something, it's on purpose. Don't need to
Exactly.
remove anything.
That doesn't mean that you want it in the video, but of course you mean it.
From the bottom of my heart.
Nice.